Okay, remember that one time we were walking to the school, which was what, like a mile and a half, 2 miles?
Yeah.
2 mile walk each time we went. We were gonna go interview some teachers and students, and then it started to pour.
Yeah. It's funny because the first half of the trip, it didn't rain. There was no rain. And they told us, no, this is the dry season. The rainy season isn't for months. And then the second half of the trip, pretty much every day it rained. And so the way we would get to the school, you could either take the main road and walk just directly down, and then you make one turn and walk another road and you end up at the school. Or you could do the way we typically did it, where you basically hack your way through the bush, in and out of people's yards until finally you open up in front of the school. But we got about probably 3/4 of the way there, and we could see the clouds coming in the distance, and we were like, this is probably going to open up by the time we get there. And then all of a sudden, it's like right on top of us, and the big raindrops are starting, and you know it's about to just explode.
It was one of those times where, okay, now what? You know, we had it, our plans were ruined with the kind of interviews that we wanted to do, and but I think it ended up being some of the most beautiful footage that we used toward the end that you see.
It was probably the most emotional footage we shot for a couple of reasons. Number one, the coolest thing about this shoot, I think, to me, was that we had finally hit our stride as a team. We got there and we didn't make a plan of action. We had come to interview teachers and students, and that wasn't really a possibility anymore. So everybody naturally grabbed their cameras and just started filming things. It wasn't part of the plan. It was what we call a happy accident. And it ended up being probably the most emotional section of the entire piece. That was like really cool for me because it was just this moment where I was like, okay, we've kind of made it as a team. But then number two, it actually showed some of the major complications that the school deals with and the students deal with. Rain in Uganda is not infrequent. It's something that happens pretty frequently there. But the school that they have there, the buildings that they have there, they've got aluminum roofs and no walls, or at least at the time that we were there, they didn't have any walls. And so school just shuts down. When these rainstorms come in, they can't really do anything.
Yeah. There were like rivers of like water going through the classrooms, where, you know, and the kids were just playing in the water, but it's definitely not a very good learning and teaching environment.
Yeah.
So it's very interruptive for them.
Yeah, and it's a huge, like, there's been a lot of progress because it started under a tree, and it doesn't provide any real
Oh man, I can't imagine having that rain under just the tree.
Yeah.
No,
But yeah, that was a really cool scene. That was one of my favorite days, I think, on that trip, because it was just, I don't know, it was just kind of joyful in a weird, mundane situation.
And then we were, should we wait out the rain? Should we walk back? And I mean, there was no way around it. We got soaked.
Yeah. And the nice thing too is we had built so much collateral with the students at the school that they didn't really care that we were all sitting under all of their school buildings and just, hey, can we take some shots of you looking out at the rain, or you guys just like playing at these tables or at these desks. And so it was just it was a nice moment because we had really felt natural by this point in the film. So. Yeah.